wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our taking you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you are gone home, for Yahweh so near to my home. It will like so live in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our taking you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever but true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you are gone home, for Yahweh so near to my home. It will like so live in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our taking you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. got on. For Yahweh so need of my own. Ivalak so lipa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's champion pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every moment, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our take it. You got on. For Yahweh so need of my own. Ivalak so lipa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's champion pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every moment, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out and stand with you, privilege you talk. When to tap our take it. You got on. For Yahweh so need of my own. Ivalak so lipa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every goal we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can dream. Oh, take me out of stand. With you, privilege, you talk. When to tap out, take it to. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you got home, for Yahweh so near my own. Live so live in river.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome to another late show on Chelsea Perspective, the near daily news roundup show. Yes, we've not done it on daily basis, but we're getting there. As a one-man army, it's been very difficult. But that's by the way. Today we have quite a lot to talk about. We'll talk about João Felix, Mohammed Kudus, Bynoe-Gittens, Malick Fofana. I actually spelled his name wrong in thumbnail yesterday, and then we'll talk about Garnacho, Delap's debut, and our win against LAFC. We don't have too many to talk about, but the truth remains, because we keep it interactive here. It's about those in the chat and those on the panel. Chances are we'll talk a lot about the little we have lined up. But more importantly, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. I do hope you're all doing well. 6 likes, 25 people watching. We can do a lot better than that. So thank you, and thank you so much. I cannot thank you guys enough. We're getting closer and closer to 26K subscribers, just about 100 plus to get there. We're currently at 25,936. Yeah, so about just less than 100 to get to 26K subscribers. Hopefully we'll be able to get there today. But thank you. A lot of delicious stuff coming your way. A lot of short videos. Either we could too be releasing short videos on daily basis, just like we do with YouTube Shorts. But that's by the way. Welcome back. We'll discuss Chelsea transfer news. We'll also discuss Chelsea's win against LAFC, the Lap's debut, how well he did on the day. And we have the first item here, usually as a cutscene to those of you who joined first. We'll read your comments. Daddy Music is saying here, we still need Osimhen. I don't think we do. It just wouldn't make sense because it will cost a lot of money. And after signing the lab, I think that's it for in terms with regards to that sort of number 9. Or Gyokeres, the lab is very good, but I just don't think he will. He will score 20 goals. We need an elite, dangerous striker who can bag 30 goals. I think he can, as long as you create the chances for him. He'd put all of them away. At Ipswich Town, he outperformed his XG. I don't know if you paid attention to that. He had an XG of 9 point something and scored 12 goals. So yeah, the signs are good. And look, he wasn't my first choice either. It took me time, but I had to take a step back. Look at things from a broader view and realize he's actually tailor-made for Chelsea. Chelsea is home. At Chelsea, he'd be walking into a dressing room that feels like home because he's worked with Enzo Maresca. He's played alongside Cole Palmer, and under Enzo Maresca at Man City Academy, he scored was it 27 goals in 22 games? Yeah, plus some assists. So that's not easy. I know, because it's not. You say he's not a big name, and we didn't pay. You could argue 100 million plus or something close to that to sign him. A lot of people don't respect what he's capable of doing. I honestly suggest you do your research. I think we signed the right guy, and I think it would do very, very well for us. Give me 1 second here. The background is missing, and I'm looking for it. I think this one. Let's use this one. Yeah, let's use that one. But more importantly, people, thank you for joining. And we have the senior panelists in the house. And Bobby, thank you for joining me on the panel. I do hope you're doing well. Let's take them one by one. And we have, yep, I've read that one. He says, the second item he has here, he says, Jackson had a good game yesterday too. But again, just don't think Jackson's good enough. Look, Jackson has improved. The only thing Jackson, you can say, he's not done consistently at Chelsea is put away chances that come his way consistently or be efficient in front of goal consistently. He's done every other thing very well. Look at the chance he created, how he was able to shield the ball effectively and read, read Pedro Neto's run and threaded an excellent carpet pass to him. And the next person there, Knight Templars, I'm not going to read your comment, but you're welcome to be there. Stay as I'm not going to even block you, actually. Stay as long as you wish, and thank you for the engagement. Sincerely do appreciate that. So some education, because we're streaming in a vertical format, some of you will not see, you're not going to be, it's not going to be easy to find the like, comment, and, the bells and whistles for the stream. To do that, just press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, including the like, comment, and also a way to participate in the conversation in the chat. Hello to you, to Ishan Bahadra. I appreciate you. I don't know if you have time. I can find a way to send you the link. It's going to be difficult because I don't have my small device here, and you're not on X, but I will try to find space to go pick up my small device and do that. But that's, by the way, Ishan, nice to see you. And people, if you haven't, go check out Ishan TV. I'm going to make him a moderator once I get a space here. Subscribe, help him grow. He's an excellent football analyst. He loves Chelsea also, but he knows the club and knows football overall. I think we should help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Newly launched, but he knows his onions, as some would say. Yep. Please, more likes. We need more likes. We're not a big account yet, so we still beg for likes. Oh, thank you for doing that, Danielle. I appreciate you sharing the stream on X. That will go a long way. So the first item we have here, let's bring it up. This one here, which I believe is absolute horse dung, but that's what we do here. We try to educate our followers. We see what's out there. We bring it up, dissect and analyze, and try to come to a sensible conclusion. We don't tell you to believe what we say. You have every right to believe what you believe is the case, but we try to make sense of it as a team. And what else do we have here? Olua Lokami Temidayo. Nice to see you again, Egbon. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you for finding the time to be with us this particular evening. Yeah, for me, how are you doing? But that's, by the way, Bobby, thank you for joining. The first item we have lined up here, let me take it up. Yeah, let me keep it at the very top. It reads, that's according to Give Me Sports. I don't know whether to trust them or not. I think that's not the one that you could say Fabrizio Romano is a part owner, or maybe just sometimes does some live event on their site. I think this is not the one. I don't trust them, but here's what it says. It says Aston Villa are ready to enter a discussion to try and attempt Nicolas Jackson away from Chelsea and reunite him with Unai Emery. Here's the thing. I think two factors. They're using a few factors here. The fact that he's worked under Unai Emery at Villarreal makes it believable to some people, because that's little thing like that. It's exactly what it takes for some people to look at it and say, wow, Chelsea are planning to sell him, or Nicolas Jackson is going to leave Chelsea. And also another factor is the signing of Liam Delap. Do I think Chelsea are planning to sell Nicolas Jackson? I'd say no. It's just that this is clickbait, in my opinion. It's never going to happen. Chelsea like him. The manager likes him. And we only did what big clubs do. You need competition in every position. And in this case, actually, you can argue Delap isn't direct competition in my opinion because both can actually start in the same game because he's more of a hybrid number nine, whereas Delap is more of a traditional number nine. So both are good, and we're blessed to have both. So I advise people not to believe this because it is absolute horse dung in my opinion. But Bobby, big up to you, and thank you for finding the time to be with me on the panel. Your thoughts on this particular report suggesting it didn't say, in all honesty, this report is from Villa's perspective. Nothing there says that Chelsea are looking to sell him. The other one, a few days ago, we did address, did say something to the effect of Galatasaray will come for him should we succeed in signing Viktor Osimhen. That also, for me, absolute husband. But let's get your thoughts on this one, Bobby. Okay, it looks like Bobby lost connection, so I'm going to continue interacting with you. Let's hear your thoughts on the reports of that. Yeah, according to Give Me Sport, that Aston Villa are ready to enter discussion to try and tempt Nicolas Jackson. First of all, something to pay attention to. As I've said, Chelsea aren't looking to sell
Can you
Nicolas.
hear me? Good.
Yeah, Chelsea aren't looking to sell Nicolas Jackson. So for this report, they're ready to enter discussion with who? Club that
Hey,
isn't looking to sell a player. So this report, absolute nonsense. But let's hear Bobby's opinion on that particular report. Bobby, let's hear you.
yeah, big up, coach. I was
Big up to
trying
you too,
to
brother.
unmute. I'm using a small device. I might
Oh,
have to
I
change
see.
it
No
to.
wonder it got
Um,
disconnected too. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's even an old story. Somebody's regurgitated something, a rumor they were pushing last season. And this season it's nonsense because one thing's for sure, Aston Villa don't have money to be buying players that would come within the huge expense somebody like
That's another
Nicolas
point. That's
Jackson
another excellent point.
with 8.5 years left of contract would cost. And Jackson will not leave a Champions League opportunity to go to a Europa League or is it Conference League team. It's
Mm,
just unrealistic all round. You know, anytime Chelsea tries to strengthen or build a squad that is solid, it big people. You know, there are groups of people that go and start minimizing it, plucking the squad, talking about this person going, that person going. I'm even surprised that because Andre Santos didn't play against LAFC, I'm surprised we haven't started hearing the rumor mill already. Oh, he's unhappy. He's going here. He's going there. All that nonsense. Whereas you know at Chelsea, we know that he needs to settle in. Um, um, Maresca needs to observe him. He needs to blood these new players into his team. He gave us Sugo a couple of minutes because of the position he plays and the way he plays. It was maybe easier to get him in, but people like Mamadou Sarr and uh, Andre Santos may slowly start to come in maybe by the next game or so on. There's no rush. So
but
this
we actually
particular
knew we
story,
knew that we weren't going to see too many new faces, if anything, as subs, and that was exactly what happened.
yeah. So this story is just absolute, total, and complete nonsense. I think having a striker, sorry, who can compete with him, will help Jackson. You're right. You know, off the ball, his movement, his work rate is excellent. It's just his finishing is atrocious. That does need to improve. But he's a valuable member of the squad rotation system, and
Mhm.
sometimes he would be playing with the striker. And look, this is going to be a long, brutal season. Look, we've already started the season, and we're going to go through like this all year. Yeah, after the Club World Cup, there's a rest period, but it's going to continue all year round right through to May next year with all sorts of competitions. and many of these players will be going to the World Cup as well. So we need that squad depth, and he's got to be part of it.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that comment to there, Bobby. Excuse me. A big up to you too, Oluwarekomi. More always nice to see you. And Harvey Button says, "What price tag would you put on a Jackson?" I don't know, but knowing our owners, it's not going to be cheap. Yeah, it will not be
Nice.
cheap, honestly. And Bobby, I don't think I can explain it as the way Bobby did. He mentioned the length of his current contract. Didn't specifically mention any amount, but he knows if Chelsea decides, okay, we want to listen. I don't think Aston Villa, I don't think they'll be able to pay how much we'd ask, and I don't think we're looking. More importantly, we're not looking to sell Jackson. It wouldn't make sense to just sell him. I think we'll lose a lot, and the manager likes him. I don't see that happening. I don't see Aston Villa being able to offer what anything close to what I think will get Chelsea to decide, you know what, let's sell him and get another player. He's been the only thing you can say he hasn't done consistently is be efficient in front of goal consistently. Other than that, everything else, his pressing, tracking back, in his defensive contribution, he's been excellent, really. It'd be stupid to let him go. And if he finds himself under Emery again, wow, he will cook. But that's just my opinion anyway. And we have Flo next. What he says, seriously, if Aston Villa is willing to pay a substantial amount for Jackson, we should sell him. I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell him. I know a lot of fans don't rate him. I think it'd be a huge mistake to sell Nicolas Jackson. But no need wasting my energy because I don't think it's going to happen. It will not. The person out of the door, if that even happens, I think will be Mark Gee, either to go out on loan or a permanent sale. But I don't see it being a permanent sale right now. Probably, most likely, a loan with an option for a permanent purchase. But I don't think even Mark Gee, actually, I cannot say for certain that Chelsea are looking to sell him. But that's by the way. Let's go. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. This particular report from Pletigo reads: Borussia Dortmund are demanding 65 million, including bonuses for Bynoe-Gittens. I think that sounds about right. The transfer fee is around 40 million plus bonuses. Can get around that because they think he's a Ballon d'Or level player. I think he's good. His ceiling is really high. He's still very young, but man, at his age, being the top 1% in terms of dribble success rate, I think he's a talent that should be taken seriously. But
Well,
I'm glad. I think whatever
they
happens,
played
I think our priority is to sign him. Go ahead, Bobby.
they played Gittens today, so even if we do sign him, he can't play for us in the Club World Cup at any stage. I didn't really notice him that much in the game. They brought on Carney as well. Carney played for them in their 0-0 draw with Fluminense. It was nice to see Thiago Silva again. But yeah, the Gittens deal needs to be done because if there's any striker that could be sold, it will be Madueke. You know, Madueke has to accept a squad role. I would have him in a squad role behind Kudus. We've got to get Kudus because Madueke is just not good enough, and
It
I
just
don't
looks
think
as if
he'll
it's
ever
taking
be
him a
good
lot
enough.
of time to mature.
No, he'll not be good enough. You can see his footballing IQ is suspect. Decision making. There's so much wrong with his game. Yeah, he does a few good things, but it seems to be that the good things he does is by accident.
And here's the
So
pattern, Bobby, just quickly, if you don't mind. The pattern is the bigger the occasion, the less effective it be.
yeah, well that shows you. You know, he's off the mark completely. And if he's to stay, he has to be a squad player. If he feels that is then really he can go. As long as we bring in Kudus and hopefully Gittens or this other guy as well, what's his name, Fofana, then fine. I think he and Nkunku we can cut adrift.
Yeah, Gittins is happening for a multitude of reasons. He's agreed a 7-year contract with Chelsea. Personal terms are agreed. The only thing left is to reach an agreement with Dortmund. And I think I don't know why I had an issue. The browser shut down, so one of the items I had up, which with regards to the possibility of for signing Gittins, finding it would take a lot of time. One of them specifically mentioned he's not opening doors. I think quoting Fabrizio Romano to other clubs. So which means Dortmund would find it difficult to move the goalpost. You get my point, Bobby. So
Yeah.
he's not interested in joining any other club except Chelsea. And what else? I think I did see something else again. He's waiting. He really does want to come to us, and that makes me happy. I like it when we find players that are eager to come to us. And I think he makes the whole process of getting the deal over the line a lot easier than usual. And I'm happy that, yeah, he's not opening the door to other clubs, just Chelsea. That makes me
Yeah, I
happy. I
mean
don't know if you want to add anything to that.
the project is an exciting project, and it's got to that stage now where we can't play around anymore. We can't experiment too much. I looked at Tyreek George yesterday. I've forgotten the day it was we played.
I
Um,
think he looked lost, right?
he not only does he look lost, he's so lightweight. He's just not ready at all. And we can't do this. The Conference League has gone. I wouldn't even play him in well, maybe Carabao Cup if we're depending on who we're playing. But
Mm.
he needs to be way down the pecking order in the squad. We shouldn't be seeing him on the pitch in games that are of significance because look, let's face it, the Club World Cup is going to be a huge competition. This competition, as it is, it's a money earner. It was almost irritating the other day. I was on here, and I've forgotten which platform I was. Maybe it was even Tobago's, and I had someone telling me, "Oh, it's only 2 million a game." I'm like, "What? What the hell are you talking about?"
That's a lot of money.
Of course it is. 2 million a game. How many games you play in the club in the group stage?
Three
That's
games, yeah.
a win.
six
A
million
win.
if you win the three of them.
Yeah, that's £6 million. There are incentives there, going on to 10 million, going on to 25 million. There are all sorts of incentives, and if you win it, you're walking away with £100 million prize money, and the prestige of having that crest on your shirt for 4 years. I mean, and the pedigree added to your club. This competition is no longer a joke. It is serious business. And from here on in, the competitions that Chelsea find themselves is serious business. So we can't, really experiment anymore. The experimental team has been together now for 2 going on 3 seasons. They have actually matured. They've moved on. You can see from the way Caicedo plays, the way Enzo plays now, they're really bedding in. Even I thought Tosin, yes, in that game was immense. I thought he was really good.
I think the
He
manager
doesn't.
has realized that he's actually our best CV, our best centre back, really.
Well,
Or one,
I
yeah.
don't know if I can say that, but I can
One
say
of let's stick with one of our best centre backs.
he's very useful in many types of games, and the players are settling in, so we can't afford calamity developments like Noni and Tyreek George. Bless him. I love Chelsea players, but he's not ready. He shouldn't be on that pitch. he just doesn't look good, and it weakens the team. He comes in and he's weak. Players push past him. It then puts more pressure on the person defending behind him. It creates a space that he can't block. Nah, no, we need to get in some quality. That's the word, quality. They both lack quality.
So Gittins to Chelsea, which led to Bobby talking about the importance of bringing in such players as Gittins. Uh, I think it's going to happen. Definitely, Dortmund. They have
It
no
has
option
to
than to
happen.
sell him to us. If they refuse to sell him to us, they risk keeping an unhappy player because he's made it clear he wants to join us. He's already agreed. I think why did I don't know what happened to my browser. There's a particular report that suggests I think it was just details, a few details, just all that is that's left for the deal to be done. We're not walking away from it, and even we're not actually looking at Malik as an alternative. I think what I heard, what I read, suggests that we're looking at Madrid as a possible Malik as a possible addition to the squad plus Gittins. I don't think we'd risk missing out on Gittins. And if you guys remember, we've always told people that Nico Williams to Chelsea wouldn't happen. His salary is an issue, and he's always again we've heard before that his preference would be to join Barcelona because it's his friend Lamina Yamal, and also Spanish players if they have a good option there in Spain, they usually prefer to stay there. So I think he will eventually complete the move to Barcelona. But let's see. Shea Wendy is saying here. Shea Wendy, nice to see you. Big up, coach. I think Aston Villa coach is much better than our manager. I mean, his more experience. How many European Cup has he won actually? How many? I mean, you
Yeah,
could
well,
say
about
that,
about three,
but
not
here's the thing.
European, UEFA.
Yeah, Europa League. That's what I think he was at one point. I think I remember people calling him Europa League expat. So here's the thing. If anything, I'd stick with his more experience. We have you can argue maybe I don't know, but I like my manager, and I don't want to start comparing. I trust Enzo Maresca. When I heard that we were gonna hire him to become our manager, I was happy when I did my research. I think he's more progressive. Maresca is more progressive. What's his name? Good evening. That's Sam. Apologies because that's what came to mind. Unai Emery is more experienced and maybe have one more. Has won more bigger trophies than Enzo Maresca. But Maresca, he's a brilliant tactician, and I like whenever he speaks, he talks about how he, as a manager, is improving too. He does. He's not arrogant, just like a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people say that he has the arrogance of Pep, then the mentality, or maybe the ability of some. I've forgotten how they say it. I think that's a lie. He's a brilliant tactician. Actually, he's not been perfect. There are things I've looked at that I wish he did differently. But that's by the way. So in my opinion, Shay, Emery maybe a much better manager, but maybe the fact that I like Maresca, the progressive approach and the out of the box thinking, maybe that's not those things cloud my judgment. But I respect Unai. We're not looking for a manager now. If we're looking for one, I say I wouldn't mind Emery. But right now, I'm happy with the manager we have, and I think he's done well, really, really well. Even when we were losing games, when people were arguing he's not it, I was one of those that was telling people, look, we are making progress. Yeah. So,
You
but
know,
you got to talk. Go ahead, Bobby.
I've never really rated Emery. Yes, he's won Europa Leagues, but I don't fancy him very much as a tactician. He has tactics, but he's what I call a bit of a loser. His teams tend to lose. Um, I think Maresca is more astute. Maresca is more diversified in his tactical approach, and I much prefer him. You know, sometimes he does things that irritate me, and I think are not right. But I think Emery does more. He does more in terms of mistakes and things. You know, Chelsea fans will talk about it now from a distance, but believe me, if he was there, you would be pulling your hair out. This is a man that had a squad. He probably had one of the best squads in the Premier League. At one time, he sat third in the table and ended up sixth. So no, it's not. I can't. I can't say that he and Maresca should enter the same conversation.
All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the stream this particular evening. Madueke, Flown Next, it says Madueke really should be sold. His his game is not developing at all. Gittens should do a better job. Gittens is a more he's a more productive dribbler, and than Nani Madueke. He's better. Actually, will get us more goals than Nani Madueke. I've always said Nani Madueke, but it looks like the bigger, as I said just a few minutes ago, the bigger the occasion, the less effective he'd be. He picked up where he left off during the, the Conference League final. He was awful. Maybe just a bit of a break because it's our first game. Because irrespective of how we see it, as serious as this competition, the Club World Cup is, it's still sort of a preseason. Reflective again, and you can see, but the seriousness is reflective in the manager's selection. He needs to do better. He needs to do better. Otherwise, he's gone. Or even if it doesn't leave, even if the club doesn't sell him, I think he will find himself again on the bench too many times that he pushed to leave. I just don't know. That's a good player in there, but maybe he's that sort of player that takes a lot of time to mature. By now, he'd know when to let, you could say, find a pass as quickly as possible and not dribble all the time. Because even against LAFC, I think severally we had players in good positions waiting for him to square the ball or to try to find them. He just starts dribbling unnecessarily when he shouldn't. When the best option would have been to try to find his teammate. But that's him. George is definitely having some softness. He can only get better, but I don't think we should rely on him. I think we need, like Bobby explained, we need a much better player. Then he gets minutes here and there until he proves he can perform at the highest level consistently. But yeah, let's see what happens. I trust Maresca, and we're looking to bring in wingers. He's confirmed that too. Lethal Republic of South Africa, we must sell Gusto and Madik. I don't think Gusto is going anywhere. Gusto is a
No,
fine player. Yeah,
Gusto is a fine player, and you can
yeah.
see he is developing, and he's very useful. When James came off for him, you didn't even notice it. If anything, we became more mobile on that side, on the right side.
Mhm.
If there's a problem with Gusto, you know, his shooting in front of goal needs to be worked on.
Which is what people
Um,
are judging him for.
yeah, and that's wrong. He's a defender. He'll get it right. I mean, he's just a little bit wayward with his shooting, but he'll get it right. He's the kind of player that when eventually he scores, it'll be an absolute screamer from outside the box. You know, that sort of thing, because that's where he takes his chances. He takes shots, long range shots. He's mobile. He's quick. Yet again, you know, anybody saying get rid of Gusto is looking to diminish Chelsea and to remove some of our strength, because he is strength in depth, and he's very happy with the role he plays. Sometimes he starts, sometimes he comes on, sometimes you know, he swaps with Reece James. Sometimes he comes in to help the midfield. You know, he's been used very often in many different ways by the coach, Some people may not like it, but I'm quite sure he doesn't object to it because he knows it helps his game develop, and it helps him as a player just be that little bit more versatile. So no, he's a developing player we need to continue with because he is developing.
And
Um,
here's what people aren't paying attention to. The manager still plays him and still utilizes him the way we've seen the inverted fullback approach. He does the basics right.
he does.
He pops up in spaces,
He
completing the
does.
triangles, helping us gain a numerical advantage over the opposition at any given time whenever we have the ball. He does those correctly and he can defend very well. I think the only thing that needs to improve, and like Bobby already said, his shots, passes, and I think he will improve with time. And I think he likes it. He enjoys it, and probably will get better at it. And the manager isn't in a hurry to drop him. And I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell him. He's here to
No,
stay.
not at all. Not at
Yeah,
all.
he's the
And
perfect heir to Reece James. Go ahead.
he is, and he needs to also work on his awareness. Like the goal that Real Betis scored. If he had been more aware of players around him, he would have actually snuffed that out. But that's why he's developing. You know, bits. Those are games that he will improve upon. His case is not like Noni's. Noni's case is that what he was doing 2 years ago when he joined is exactly the same thing he's doing today, and that's not acceptable. You can't see a trajectory there. You just see him taking the ball, running like Bambi on ice, and fluffing his lines.
And running
And
senselessly.
yeah, and a perfect example of that is, as we said yesterday, that through ball played by Jackson if to Neto. If that had gone to Noni, no chance. He would not have scored that goal.
Look,
He would
look,
have
look
done
at what he would
something
have done. He
stupid.
would have dribbled the guy, turn around and say, "The guy, come, let's try it again."
Yeah, yeah, or fallen over the ball or done something ridiculous.
He's been
Um,
awful, especially since the Conference League final.
yeah, yeah, it's not acceptable anymore.
No, it's
We
not.
can't
This is
we
Chelsea.
can't gamble. We
We
can't
can.
gamble. Even in the Club World Cup, I'm concerned. You know, I want us to progress. I want us to do well. And we're on the same pathway as PSG, which means if we get as far as the quarterfinal, the likelihood is we'll meet PSG. And we need top players to play that team. You know, we can't have fumblers like Noni and George. And no, you don't do that at this level. You don't.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree with you. So thank you, Lee, for that. Clubs keep all loan on happy players, coach. Do not try to threaten BVB. Here's the thing, but usually clubs they do opt to loan or sell that player in question, not necessarily keep them. But you get the point there. But Vic, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I was thinking you'd be at work. Oh, I forgot it's evening, probably for you. So you're gonna have time to come fight me here. Flexing Gittens and Malick for the Champions League is crazy. Recruitment needs to be better if we are aiming for the next level. Gittens, I think he won one man of the match in the Champions League. I think the problem, because he's made it clear he wants to leave, Dortmund aren't playing him that much. And that does happen. Playing him just a way of telling Chelsea we can actually keep him. Just you could say to maybe to make it feel as if they're not eager to sell them. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We have 14 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. Right currently, we do have 32 people following the show. Why are we stuck in 14 likes? And the vote has 21. Yeah, the poll does have 21 votes. So why isn't that measuring the likes? So we should come close to 20 at least. More likes. And because we're streaming in vertical format, press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, including the like, comment, a share option, or to join the chat, whatever you want to do. Please help us get more likes. We still beg for likes because, yeah, we're not a big account yet, but we're getting closer to that. And that's a goal. If we meet that goal, I will sing in my dialect. I will sing in Igbo language, but it's gonna be a praise and worship song. All right. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And also, we do have what buzz and Vic. Question for Vic there to see if he has anything for us. I think we've. Okay, he says, I've addressed that one too. And Mad host Trending TV, Augusto should not lose the ball unnecessarily. Uh, Not all the time, though. I think we're judging him. Uh, uh, you can say unfairly, in my opinion. He's not been perfect, but I think he's done the basics right. But because, yeah, the average football fan see three things: win, draw, or lose, and they judge you by that. Gusto positioning is killing us. That's something you need to a considerable extent. You can say ask the manager about, and not him. He's still learning how the manager wants him to operate, leading to him. He's not mastered it yet because he leaves a space in behind, which you could argue. If I wish I know again, if you're referencing a particular situation and I have a video before me, I'd be able to analyze it accurately. You could argue when he inverts, I think the wingers and one of the sixes should pay attention to the space he leaves behind. So the incident that drives your current opinion on the screen might well not. Chances are wasn't his fault, but my opinion anyway. Um, Real Gems, nice to see you out. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join us. And we have Vic Gusto is struggling under Maresca. You could say that. I think even though I don't like agreeing with you, possibly because of he's not perfect at fulfilling that role. He's playing the inverted role, and he's always lost in the middle. To assume he's happy is Chelsea is not looking to sell him overreaching. I don't think we're looking to sell him right now, in my opinion. But of course, go back to work and leave me alone, Vic. James shouldn't get too comfortable with average performance. I don't think he's performed well, actually. He leads. He's become a much better captain, in my opinion. He's done well, really, honestly. Gittens and Madueke for England gonna be electrifying. Both will do well for England. I know you love Madueke. What do you make of his performance against LAFC? And another Niger bro here. Olayemi Akambi Akubadu. Karo, my brother. We need a new right wing, and the manager did say that. He didn't hide that. He was blunt. He did mention clearly we're looking to bring in that something will happen. Mentioned you could say practically you could interpret that to him saying we don't have good enough wingers that will play the way he wants them to play. You could interpret it to that, but he did make it clear we're looking to bring in players. Mark Cardozo Banfordino. Nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Today I saw this guy from Fluminense, and his name is Jean Arias. We cannot ignore this dude. Probably cheaper than most of our targets. Position, I didn't watch any of the games today. I was out, so an excuse. I could have hosted the show earlier, but because games were on, I usually don't like games just to overlap with important games. I don't know him really. Maybe I need to look again. It depends on what position he plays in, and is it does he play in an area of priority for us? You let me know. I am still not enamored with a Maresca style of play. Boring. Okay, that's you. For me, not boring because I understand what he wants to do. And Hastings at the start of when we hired him, I think we had a conversation here where I told people he will come across, he will become boring at times. Yeah, but remember what you're not paying attention to. We actually were one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league. Yeah, but a lot of people aren't paying attention to that because they just want to find a reason to select the manager. I'm not saying you're doing that right now. I'm just saying we sometimes need to look beyond that thing that's annoying us. See context. It can help us. You can say see things differently, or maybe see them the way we should see them. If you get my point there, we have to go. news hunting because I lost my browser did shut down as the show was starting for some reason. An update, I don't know. And usually probably with that an update because I usually let them update automatically. Okay, here's another one here. Joao Felix is in the United States on vacation and has taken the opportunity to follow live the game of the Club World Cup. On Monday, he was in Miami watching Benfica's game with Boca Juniors. And the rumors are that he may well go back to Benfica because he's willing to take a pay cut to rejoin them. Good luck to him. Signs are that it's not gonna work out for him at Chelsea again. He wasn't patient. Irrespective of you say me not being happy with the manager not being able, inability to create a healthy competition between him and Cole Palmer. Still, I think he just a little bit of patience could have gone a long way for him, but he pushed to join Milan, and what Milan did was just to insult him left, left, front, and back. So yeah, he plays both flanks. Wow. Okay, I need to research him. I am slighting the manager. He's destroying our best player, Palmer. That's a lie. I don't want to say you don't understand football, but I just want to say let me just use a more respectful term. That's wrong. You should go look at his numbers. And if you understand football, you know that Palmer did come across as good as he was the season before because we weren't much of a unit. And you could argue that was actually a problem. As good as Palmer was under Pochettino, it was an issue because we were a one-man team at the time. Just mark out Palmer and that's it. Yeah, but this season, without Palmer, we were able to achieve what we achieved without him scoring too many goals. He was more of a creator than he was the season before. He still did score a few goals, but saying that he's destroying Palmer, I don't believe that. I don't agree to that. I disagree. We're more of a team than we were under Pochettino. And a lot of people chipped in goals. Not like under Pochettino, it was mainly him. If he doesn't score, you can argue, yeah, we're losing that game. But things have changed. We have more of a unit than we had under Pochettino. And at the start of the season, I think it was on Vince's timeline, one of his posts, I told people Palmer will have a lot less goal than he had this season, than he had the season before. Again, he will have a lot less goals in the just concluded season than he had the season before. It's a matter of paying attention. No, he's not destroying him. Honestly, but you listen, if you feel like he's destroying him, that's your opinion. I have nothing against that. You're entitled to your opinion, and we're here to have a yes, I'm watching the same game, but I don't have to agree with what you think is the case. I have my own opinion. You have yours. Respectfully, I disagree, and I'm sticking with it. And you can stick with your argument that Maresca is destroying Palmer because Palmer didn't score as many goals as he scored last season. Go look at his numbers. Then, but you get my argument, Real James. Bobby, you want to add anything to his argument?
Sorry, what's he saying?
He's saying that Palmer, you can say he changed it down further. That Palmer has regressed under Maresca. But I advised him, he's a friend. We're not fighting. It's just a good debate. And I've asked him to go look at his numbers and tell me whether Palmer regressed. And you could argue, had our attackers, Nicolas Jackson and the others, been clinical, he'd have tons of assists. And I don't think if that's the case, you'd be arguing the same thing. But go ahead with what you're saying, Palmer. Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, Palmer hasn't regressed. You could see from the attempts he was making yesterday that the great player is still there. Is he hitting the giddy heights that he was hitting earlier on last season? Not quite yet, but with players like that, they can always turn it on eventually. They go through periods of this, and he is also a young and developing player.
Even he himself talked about it. He expected such to happen. And he did mention people saying nonsense on social media that that's not the case. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's churlish to um uh be attacking Maresca because of that. No, I don't buy that one.
And here's the thing. I think the only person that I've heard that says something sensible than a lot of Chelsea fans have said is Gary Cahill. When interviewed when asked whether he was concerned about Palmer's struggles, he said no. That is common. It happens in football. You're never perfect. But one thing you should know is that form isn't permanent, irrespective of who you are. Palmer still has he had an excellent season. The only difference is that he didn't score as many goals as he scored in the season before, and he will never score as many goals. It will be difficult to match that number. 23-24, you can say it was just him alone practically. And I knew the more we become a team, the less he's not going to score as many goals. Bro, the real James, go look at his numbers. No jokes. So you get my point. I understand where you're coming from. You're concerned, but no, we're not going to. I don't think we'll see. He's still created a lot. And had our players been clinical, I don't think he'd be saying this. Prince is saying that Madueke should be replaced by Kudus. We need a winger that can hold a play confidently. Kudus is underrated. The lad is good. Madueke is absolute. Woo! Your fellow Igbo boy is absolute. Whoo! No, I'm not reading that one. The Prince is here, but Prince, welcome. I think hope you're doing well. I do. Yeah, destroy is harsh, and if you use the term, that's why I like you, bro. If you say regress, then yeah, we have a debate. But I don't think he regressed. He regressed. I think there was a time he had confidence issue, and one thing that clearly explains that he had the confidence issue was when, again, he was about to take a penalty, and I told my son he's going to miss it. Because before that penalty, I can't quite remember what game it was. When people were arguing that he was suffering because of Maresca's approach, he wasn't. Remember how he started the season under Enzo Maresca? He was on fire. I told my son he was going to miss it. How did I know? Because it was clear his struggles became a confidence issue. And the penalty, he didn't even take it with conviction. There are lots of shots when you see it. Usually last season, from the most difficult angles, he was able to put them away. But in the season before, so to speak, but in the just concluded season, the easiest of shots, he just ballooned them in a way that the rugby union will be proud of. Confidence issue. Even as bad as people think he was in the just concluded season, his numbers are actually excellent. His numbers were excellent. Just look at them. And had we been more clinical, probably he'd be a contender for player of the season again. Yeah, so I don't think it's right to actually blame the manager. Just Shanks, just go away. All right. Palmer should improve assist. The guy who assists doesn't count much, right? They count a lot. What made De Bruyne, who the legend he is, assists? Yeah, not necessarily his goals are tally. No, assist is what Fabregas assist. Yeah, assist, and every now and then, one magic. Yeah, just every now and then, pull the rabbit out of the hat. That's what De Bruyne did. He did score goals, but more assists than goals. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm saying this off the bat, but I know what made him. That is the most, you could say, one of the best players in the Premier League history. In Premier League history is his assists, not necessarily goals. But he's capable of scoring special goals every now and then. But his thing is to create. 22 11. Okay, 8. I'm not sure I understand that. Okay. This season, okay. Last season, 15 goals and 11 assists. This season, last season, the season before, 23, 24, 22 goals and 11 assists. Okay, then 24, 25, 15 goals. Yeah, what's the disparity isn't actually too much, bro. The disparity isn't too much. And he could have had double the assist had we been clinical in front of goal. And remember, I told you this, real gents, my bro. We've become more of a unit than we were under Pochettino. He probably that's a way. If we become more efficient, chances are he'd get that he'd be able to measure that number sometime in the future. But it'd be more difficult now. Why? Because we're more of a unit. It's no longer about Parma like under Pochettino. We're more of a team than we were. You could argue that's the reason why we finished higher in the table than we did the season before. The reason, just consider those things and get back to me, bro. Were you gonna say something, Bobby?
I was trying to unmute.
Okay,
No, I think you've driven the point home extensively about Palmer.
thank you. All right, this year, I think he will. Expecting 22 goals is harsh, but when I watch him, he has moments in games, but he doesn't have the impact. That's because he's human. And remember, he nearly scored a special goal against LAFC, and the manager later told us the conversation he had with him. He had told him to take more responsibility, and he did. What that was going to be, that could have been a messy Q, the Messi X kind of goal, really. But he was unlucky. Just a slight touch from a LAFC defender. I think he fell. He did lose control of the ball, but the dribble, everything, how he weaved through them and got into the box was just special. With a better striker and his return to form, he missed many goals. Palmer's stats will increase next season. It will increase, but I'm still stating with more assists than goals. Yeah, that's because we have more goal scorers in the team. The goals will be shared amongst, again, a lot of players and not just him. But Chelsea Godfather, nice to see you. You know what to do, bro. Just trigger the command. I think the command is CG. I think you can trigger it anytime so people can go check out their YouTube channel. And Chelsea is saying actually Palmer has been given the key to the mansion. He has no tactical restrictions. He should be playing better given that level of freedom. Yeah, and the manager made it open that he actually has freedom to do whatever he wants. And I think he heard what people were saying, and which led to him saying, nah, that's not the case. Palmer has freedom. He's actually you can say one of the only guys in the team that has such freedom. Do whatever you think is right. That's how much the manager trusts him, because he knew him from his Man City days. Bobby, question for you: would Bobby trade Morgan Rogers for Nani Madueke? I think I already know the answer to that particular question, but let's wait.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sadly, I've given up on the Noni project. His last two games has completely. I mean, if this is even beyond the letdown, Jackson let us down with his red card and some of his performances in the past. But this is an inability. You can't even say he's let you down when you know the player's doing his best. And his best just quite simply isn't good enough. So definitely I would take Morgan Rogers ahead of him.
I will. Again, I wouldn't even waste time. But even though Villa they need money to balance the sales to balance the books, they're not prioritizing selling Rogers. But let's see what happens. You never say never. It's a crazy market. Hazard scored goals and assists. They did
Villa
in any
needs
season.
needs sales to balance the books. Their wage bill is astronomical. it was even for a team in the Champions League, not to mention a team outside of the Champions League.
Mhm.
They're in violation of PSR and the new wage bill algorithm calculated from the lowest income club in the Premier League, which is it's a problem to them. So no, it's not rosy in the Villa at all. They
It's
need to
not.
get rid of players.
It's not really. Hazard scored goals, yeah, but I don't think there was a season where he was our top scorer. I think if anything, it would be just one. Yeah, but that's by the way. How good is the lab? Can I get your opinion? I think I've talked to his thing. His ceiling is high. He was never my first choice. I would have again preferred us to go for Gyokeres. I prefer Gyokeres even over Osimhen. Even I'm not saying Osimhen is a bad player. He's an excellent number 9. If we had Mourinho as our manager, I say go get him Osimhen. We'd win the league 3 seasons in a row. But we have a manager. He wants players that are capable of dropping deep, you say, drifting to the flanks, creating chances for his teammates. Osimhen isn't that necessarily. He is able to do that, but I don't think it's something he can do consistently, efficiently. I'd take Victor, the other Nigerian, Leverkusen man. I like him. He's a complete player, but he doesn't want to come to the Premier League. Okay, back to Delap. Here's why Delap is good. But he's still young, just as every other player we currently have in our squad. The difference is that, yeah, Boniface was the name I was looking for. Thank you, bro. He shoots instinctively. Nicolas Jackson doesn't. Maybe will eventually start doing that. If he knew how to shoot instinctively, he'd have nearly twice as much as the goals he has right now. Delap shoots instinctively. He can shoot with both feet comfortably, I would say. He's more physical than Nicolas Jackson. So let's just look at what he brings to the table that we don't have. Nicolas Jackson can be physical, but I don't think not as physical as Delap. He's quick. He can bully defenders, and as you did see yesterday, he can actually create. He's an intelligent player. Some players on the flanks wouldn't have thought about finding Enzo Fernandez in the box, but he saw him run into the box. He measured it. He didn't just put the ball in the box. He put the ball in the box with intent, and it worked. So, but let me tell you, overall, he's a good player, and here's why I think he's actually a better option than all the big names we've been linked with. But of course, if off the bat, it's easy to say, yeah, the big names like Gyokeres, Victor Osimhen would have been a better option because of their history, their record. They've been there, seen it all, and done it all. They've won it all, you could argue, and they performed consistently at the highest level, which the lab hasn't done. But here's the thing: even with what the factors we've talked about, those strikers unguaranteed to hit the ground running if they come to the Premier League. We've been there, especially us Chelsea. We've not been lucky with players when we pay a lot of money for them. I can start counting. Look at Fernando Torres. I get it. If my bro Max, if he was on the panel, he'd tell me, yeah, but Torres was already finished before we bought him. He was an injection at Liverpool. Look at his case. Look at Alvaro Morata, how much we paid for him. Who else? Another number 9 we paid a lot of money for. Am I missing any name? Romelu Lukaku. Look at how much we paid for him. Look what happened. Lukaku, I wouldn't say was a failure at Chelsea, but it just seems as if, but he didn't measure he didn't perform up to our expectations. But that's by the way. In the case of Delap, but with the exception of, let's go back a bit, exception of Diego Costa. How much did we pay for him? 35, 40 million pounds. And he turned out to be a bargain that Atletico Madrid wanted him back when he started having issues with Antonio Conte. Delap, we paid about the same money. Yeah, Pato. But yeah, if we're saying in general all the number 9s that we've signed before, then yeah, Pato comes into the list. Aubameyang, but I just want to stick with big name signings because we're talking about the lab versus the big names that we were linked with, like Osimhen, Gyokeres, even what's the guy in RB Leipzig? He wasn't going to come cheap. We've been linked with the move for Šeško for about 3 seasons right now. So the lab, first of all, doesn't carry that risk of being, you could say, a costly signing. For 40 million, that's cheap in this market. That's, by the way, and here's why he is actually the better option for us in terms of, you could say, factors that you could argue could affect his settling in or him doing well. He's worked under Enzo Maresca. He worked under Enzo Maresca at Man City Academy, where he scored 27 goals in 22 games. And he worked alongside Cole Palmer, Romeo Lavia. And he's also, again, given, you can throw in Tosin Adarabioyo or you're there, because he is also a Man City Academy, probably knew him from there, maybe. I don't know. But Chelsea feels like home. He's not going to struggle. I think he will hit the ground running. Because, yeah, he knows the manager's approach. He knows Cole Palmer. You look at that, a prime example of how well they know each other. The moment he started drifting to the right, the moment he made that run, Palmer read it. Probably because, yeah, that chemistry, they will eventually rekindle it at Chelsea. He treaded the ball down to the right. Perfect measure, and Delap met the ball and put in a good cross in the box. So I think the stage, you could say the stage is set for Delap to succeed at Chelsea. The ball is in his court right now, and I think he's a confident chap. I think he will succeed at Chelsea. And yeah, we've actually signed the better option. And I'm confessing, he wasn't my first choice. I had to take a step back and look at these factors that we just talked about right now and realize, actually, yeah, we've gotten the right guy. So kudos to the scout. And we will come back to this. Midway through the season, you remember I told you, yeah, we've signed the right guy. All right, and because he shoots instinctively, we're not going to see him those miss, you could say, flop those sort of chances that Jackson you could say tries to position himself perfectly, or maybe move it to his right before he shoots. He can shoot with both feet effectively. Once the ball comes and he sees the goalkeeper and he sees the space to shoot, he shoots without hesitation. And that's reflective of the fact that he finished the season with Ipswich Town. He outperformed his XG. He had an XG of 9+ and scored 12 goals. So he will do well. I think he's a good player. But beyond being a good player, everything that you can say that should be in place for him to succeed, you can say are in place. All the things that should be in place for him to succeed are in place. You're saying Palmer has been underwhelming, but also blame Jackson for fumbling chances created by Palmer. But things cannot be true. Just leave it the heck alone. All right. More likes, people. More likes. We have 21 likes, and we still have 29 people watching. I think we should be doing a lot better than 21 likes. 34 votes on the poll, which asks the question: Gittens, Jamie Gittens, or Malick Fofana for Chelsea. 29% Gittens fits the system. Fofana is more explosive, 18%. Sign up both talents, 38%. Neither improves us, 15%. I'm guessing one of those that says neither, I think probably Vic. I think we're definitely signing Gittens. Whether we would end up adding Fofana to that list, I honestly don't know. But people, we can do a lot better than 21 likes. To see the bells and whistles, just press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the like, comment, and share option. Because we're streaming the vertical format, usually we don't get a lot of likes. Probably because it's not easy to see. Or you can just tap. I think if you double tap your screen, you can also like the video that way. But we can do a lot better than 21 likes, people. We still beg for likes. We're not big account yet. So more likes. Well, the likes do go along with. Boniface was the name I was looking for. Be fair to Jackson. No, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying, but he did well. Remember, I did reference that the chance he created for Pedro Neto when I talked about other things that that he does correctly. The only thing I want Jackson to start doing consistently is being efficient in front of goal. Yeah, everything else he does very well. He tracks back effectively. He can shoot the ball very well. That's just that, really. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular evening. Thank you. All right. Pato also, if we're generalizing, Chelsea needed to sign another Argentinian to team up with Enzo. Okay. Santiago, if you're suggesting Garnacho, Chelsea fans don't like him. I'm not saying that I think his behavior it's of great concern to me. I'm not sure, but I'm concerned that we will eventually see Garnacho at Chelsea. It seems. I hope that doesn't happen because Chelsea fans don't like him. Fofana is cheaper than Gittens. Gittens is taller. Gittens, for me, is the better player. They're not say some in some metrics huge disparity. In others very tight. They're similar, but Fofana Gittens is a much better dribbler, and we've talked about this 1,000 times. Gittens is actually in the top 1% in terms of successful dribbles, and he gets you a lot of goals. He can shoot very, very well. But let's see what the club does. What new guy who subbed on for Casado looked lightweight? Was not impressed. Definitely, yeah. You tried to get Bobby to talk. Esugo is actually more physical than Caicedo. You could argue that's the only destroyer we have in the team right now. Yeah, he's a destroyer, and he reads the game very well. Bobby, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even on long enough to be assessed.
Yeah.
And you see, Chelsea fans, you need to be fair to. He's
I
just
think he just
arrived.
wants to wind you up, but go ahead.
He's going to take some time to settle in, even in the squad lines. He's not just going to start ripping up trees. How old is he? This is, we need perspective.
How old is this Hugo? Why don't I know? But let me check.
It's about 21, if
Yeah,
that.
around that. He's still a kid.
Yeah.
No, but he just wants to wind you up. He knows he's actually only the destroyer we have in the team. If he marks you 2 minutes, you get scared. You move to another position.
Yeah.
Please replace Garnacho with use him to replace Jadon Sancho. I don't think Garnacho is a priority. Chances are those rumors linking us with a move for him are all lies. There's no way to tell. But yeah, the rumors won't go away though, and a lot of Chelsea fans are concerned. I have to say. What do you think about Gittens? People are saying he was awful today. I'm not going to charge him for that game today. And his thing about Chelsea fans, every time we're linked with a player, we go watch the player's next game and then start judging him by that game. Gittens he's an excellent player, and I'll take him over Fofana, the Lyon kid, honestly. So yeah, I'm not going to pay attention. I didn't watch the game, but even at that, I'm not going to pay attention to that. And I've said this. Because you've gone to watch that game, because you know what we're negotiating. This we're trying to sign him. You will watch him given a lot of stuff, driven by a lot of stuff you've heard. You will watch him with so much expectation that he will not do enough to convince you he's a good player. It's a human thing. When you expect a lot, nothing will be enough. It's really that simple. So I don't judge a player by a single game. Especially in this case that he thought he was going to join us and we weren't able to reach an agreement. He had to remain at Dortmund. You could argue that probably he's left them in spirit. All right, what else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Gittens was awful. You know who's awful? Magic. Exactly. That's who's really awful. DJ Soup. Nice to see you. Good evening, Kachila and Bobby. Good evening to you too.
Yeah,
Pick up in
DJ.
the comments. And DJ here says Borussia Dortmund are demanding. I did see that play to go. There's a contradicting report also. That a particular report that contradicts this one. That suggests the only reason that we didn't get the deal done was that we didn't have time enough to iron out the what I call the details of the deal. So this may well be correct. I don't know. Honestly, we can only speculate. But I think the more believable is that we're actually the deal will eventually happen. That we didn't get it done because we didn't have time enough to iron out the details. Like add-ons and all that. But this actually, even this number, 65 million euros does make sense with add-ons because they could say if you win Premier League, we get 5 million, something like that. If you win Champions League, we get this. If he wins Ballon d'Or, we get this. So that actually makes sense because 40 plus was the initial was a fee that was quoted initially. So I think I'd agree. This may well be correct. Yeah, because he reads Borussia Dortmund are demanding 65. Okay, not bonuses included, but I think this may well be correct. I don't know. Tell me, he Gittens is what that no way. Prefer Malick is Gittens is more experienced in my opinion. Listen, I'll take Gittens over Malick, and for reasons I've explained. Gittens is one of the top 1% in terms of successful dribbles in Europe. He's that good. He can shoot effectively. I'm not taking Malick over Gittens. But that's just me. The market these days, Gittens is worth 40 million, 45, 50 million euros, not pounds. Yeah, he is. It was actually a rumor that KDB failed his medical. There was? I didn't know that. No, Garnacho, man, it will be a big mistake. My hope is that everything we've seen so far, they're all rumors. I just don't want to believe him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I don't think we need him. Lots of baggage there to deal with. His behavior, his attitude stinks, in my opinion. But if the club want him, they want him. I hope not. That's all I can say. All right. After this, I think. Okay, Bobby, this is not gonna make you happy. I don't know whether to believe this, but according to Daily Mail, Noni Madueke is spotted partying with influencer hours after Chelsea Club World Cup opener against LAFC. So, and that's him, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe not him. I don't know. But if that's him, I don't. Were they allowed? Are they allowed to go partying? Because this is practically. I get it. I get the seriousness of the competition, but this is practically pre-season. A lot of work. I'm not sure what to make of it, really. But let's hear you. I think for this particular report, I think it'd be interesting to see what Chelsea fans have to say. But let's hear you, Bobby. All right. While I wait for Bobby, I can. Again, it looks like he has an audio issue. Eyewitness, my bro says, let him have fun. But this is preseason. I don't think they're allowed. And since he's the only one pictured, probably he sneaked out. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the rules. Imagine him with Garnacho together. This brother says, imagine Nani Madueke with Garnacho together at Chelsea. That's just serious. That's double the trouble. Jesus Christ, that's. I like that one. Yeah, Madueke alone is a huge issue. Imagine him together with Garnacho at Chelsea. Yeah, double the trouble indeed. I'm not sure what else to say, but that's hilarious. Okay, let's see. So what? So a lot. This is practically preseason. I don't think nightclub. No, man. No. He's not a serious player. Too much ego. He's all right. Let him leave. I agree. Let him leave. Yeah. Listen, Matisse has a comment under it. Look, I'm not. I wish I wish he's able to speak, but I can't hear him. Maybe he's dozed off. Um.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
So what do you make of Madueke? Let me read that again. The comment I knew was going to be interesting. We've read a few. He was. Let me read that again. I don't want to misquote. Nani Madueke spotted partying. This is at the nightclub with influencer hours after Chelsea Club World Cup. Probably, if this is true, I don't think it's okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. I get it. You let
He's
them have fun, but this is practically preseason. But go ahead, Bobby.
not only that, he's at a serious football tournament, which we intend to win, with some very, very good teams standing in that way, or being as presenting obstacles. Look, Nani, as far as I'm concerned, we're over him. His performance yesterday just showed us what he was about, and I'm just waiting. It's just that we don't have wingers at all. That he's with the club at the moment. So let's just see what the transfer market holds. But as far as Nani himself is concerned, I think his place is either in the squad or on the transfer market.
He shouldn't be doing this. Honestly. He shouldn't. And here's something. Let me catch up with here. And Kay is saying, I will exchange any good enough winger with Madueke at this stage. It's not convincing. It's not, and it's not serious, really. Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it solves. I think maybe you weren't here when we talked about it a few days ago. It does serve as our preseason. So a lot of the things we do during preseason, probably again in moderation. I think a lot of drilling work will go into that because, and I don't think it should be doing this. If you look at Chelsea's lineup, they're not treating this like they shouldn't. Actually, here's the Santiago. During the lineup prediction exercise, we knew that we weren't probably not going to see any new faces start. Yeah, so we know how serious the competition is. I'm just saying it does serve as preseason to some extent, but there's no room for the manager. No room for a lot of experiment. But he shouldn't. I get it. People will differ in terms of how they see him in a party just hours after maybe he was granted the permission to do so. But still, I don't think so. I don't think it's okay. Glad he's enjoying himself. Bro doesn't care about his performance. This
Coach,
is the
we have
person you're all getting worked up about our own very
we
yeah
have another game in 2 days.
yeah exactly
We've had a very long season. This in between games is, as Maresca said, periods where players will be forced to be taking rests. Resting is the name of the game. So for him to be going out partying is disgusting.
yeah.
I think he's doing it because he knows he's the only left winger available.
It just
But,
doesn't. He shouldn't. Just go ahead, Bobby.
he would be surprised. Maresca has still got one option, and he can put Jackson out there. Now, is Jackson a close controlled dribbler? Not particularly, but he's not bad. I would even rather see him out there than Noni.
Yeah, and that's not okay, really. That's not okay. We're gonna go news hunting, people. I'm trying to open the window. It's taking a lot of time. I think we're there finally, but let's give it time to load up. While we wait for Vince's timeline to load up properly, if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section, and we will try to address it. Don't ask difficult questions. If you ask me any difficult question, I pretend I can't see it. I just push it over to Bobby. But people, yes, 38 votes and we have just 25 likes. It just doesn't make sense. We should be doing a lot better than 24, 25 likes, and we still have 33 people following the show. Let's get the likes up, people. The likes do go a long way. Why do we beg for likes? We're not a big account yet. But we're getting closer and closer to 26,000 followers. We're at 25,945. Yeah, so 55 more. 55 more subscribers and we'll be at 26K. Then we shoot for 27. Looks like by the time the transfer window shuts, we get to 30K. I hope so. So let's see. Yeah, it's not. I agree, bro. How has Chuks been performing at Dortmund? And was he so? I haven't followed him, but he is actually often more like a substitute. I haven't paid attention to how many games he's played for them, but not much really. They're probably gonna send him back. Maresca went strong. Yeah, we knew that was gonna be the case. Even though I thought otherwise in my predicted YouTube show predicted lineup, I thought Jorgensen was gonna start. Yeah, and I thought Delap, with the exception of Delap, we knew we're not gonna see the new faces because there's no space to experiment. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not a preseason. This is serious stuff. There's a cup at stake, a lot of money. Any of our players who don't take it seriously should be sent home. Honestly, let's see. Except if the manager, if he was granted the permission to go attend the party, then fine. But if he wasn't, and he got caught on camera at the party, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. In all honesty, I agree. I would rather have Jackson on that wing. Madueke is not complementing the front line. All cloudy, no rain. I like that one. Okay. Yeah. So Madueke, I don't think he's helping his case. A lot of the fans don't like him already, and this behavior I don't think helps. I don't think he helps in any way. All right,
Yeah,
what
I
else do we
mean,
have
he
here?
put himself in a bad position. This behavior, there's no way Maresca will tell them to go out partying
I agree.
48 hours before a game after such a long season where the team needs to be fresh. That's the first one. And the second one is, to perform the way he did. That's why I'm beginning to think it's not his fault. You can't do more than you can do, which just means he's not good enough because, fans had high hopes for him. You can't say he hasn't had his opportunities.
Mhm.
It's just he's just not able to deal with it. What broke the camel's back with me was there was a cross that came to him. It was coming. It was a quality player would have hit that thing first time and it would have gone into top bins, roof of the net. But I was expecting him to at least control it
Go ahead, Bobby. Give me one moment.
and either pass it or shoot it. As it turned out, he did nothing. He just slipped over. Typical Noni.
That was awful. Really, couldn't couldn't believe that. But yeah, it's just I think as I've said, there's a pattern that to how he behaves. It just seems as if the bigger the occasion, the less effective it be. But the smaller the occasion, he'd be one of our best players. This is Florent Maluda advising Chelsea to sign Paul Pogba. I don't think we'd do that. Baggage there. It wasn't like he broke a leg and has been out for a while. What he did, I don't think we'd go for him. Even as look at us still waiting. I'm not sure what's going to happen with regards to Mihajlo
Okay.
Mudrik's future, and he's suggesting we go sign Paul Pogba. But Bobby, before you respond to that, this series Man City midfielder has too much hype. Rodri, how do you pronounce his name? Rangers and Turkey will be Caicedo, Enzo, and Palma backup. Wow, you really does love your club so much because the time like Bobby, you want to add anything? You want to say anything about Maluda saying we should go sign Paul Pogba.
No, it's nonsense. It's not going to happen, and neither should it happen.
I don't think it should either. Yeah.
No.
If you're in the chat, if you have any question, ask. We're running out of items to discuss here, so we will probably be rounding up soon.
Yeah.
I did see a particular report about João Felix willing to take a pay cut to rejoin Benfica. I know their president did say they can't afford his salary, so it makes sense for that report to suggest he's willing to take a pay cut. The chances are it could have been journalists, just exploiting people's vulnerability, knowing that people have heard that the reason Benfica won't be looking to sign him is that the salary is an issue. I think they should also pay attention to how much we're going to be asking them, which you could argue one of the main reasons why we signed him was if it doesn't work out, we could flip him for twice the amount we bought him for. So this is Thiago Silva and Connie Chukwuemeka exchanging pleasantries. Nice to see. I heard Thiago Silva was brilliant, actually, today for them. All right. Simon Jordan on Delap. He says, I think he's a good player. I think if he put in the right framework, he will be a top player. I think he's also a robust center forward. I think he's got all the attitude to be a top attributes to be a top player. Whether that environment is Chelsea, we will see. I think it's Chelsea for reasons I've explained. And I'm not changing that. He was never my first choice, but I had to take my time, take a step back, do a research, and then come to realize he's actually the guy. He's actually the best option. I don't know, Bobby, you've heard me talk about that. I don't know if you agree with my argument that he's actually the better option than Osimhen, given that you can say the stage is set for him.
Yeah, if you notice, I'm not really saying too much about Delap. He's here, he's started, he did well in his first game. I know we need to talk. There needs to be discussion. However, I think we can put a bit too much spotlight on a player. A player needs time. He's fitting well, but even he's going to need some sort of time to get used to the team, the different scenarios, and just bed himself in. So yeah, it's a great start. He looks like a good acquisition, and that's all I really have to say about him at this point in time. It's a long journey. It's a long, long journey. There's a lot of hope, and that's what it is at the moment, hope. But time will start to unravel, and hopefully he produces the potential and the promise that his purchase has given us.
Yeah, I do agree. Again, we wait to see if the audience, if they have any questions. Let's talk about the game yesterday, Bobby. Your observations from the game. I think we approached it in a balanced manner. Didn't risk too much because those guys, they looked good. They weren't faced by, you can say, the size of the opposition in terms of us having a better squad and all that being the better team. They played their football. But I think we managed that well. We didn't play with a lot of risks. They got opportunity, but Sanchez did his thing, and made that continue. I want to see more of that from Sanchez. When he was called upon, he did his thing. But Bobby, your overall observation from that game, and AB, quickly before Bobby starts speaking, I don't know him. Send me a link so I can research him. Yes, Silva was excellent today. Age means nothing. Class is class. Yeah, what a player he is. And I've told people, if as long as he can still run at 60, his intelligence, footballing intelligence, is the strongest suit. Not really pace, not power. It's his intelligence. As he's never been the quickest on the pitch, but he reads the game so well that before you make a move, he'd be able to anticipate what you want to do. And the more experienced he is, the better his intelligence is put to good use. And as no matter how quick you are, you won't even get the chance to race against him, let alone outpace him, down to his intelligence. But yeah, Kay says before Bobby speaks, with the little I saw in the lab last night, if he keeps it up, we may be having a Drogba like a mashup. I would say a mashup of Drogba and Diego Costa. But Bobby, let's hear your overall observation from that game yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, Thiago is absolute class for sure. LAFC are mid-season in America, so they're very fit. They came and played the game like their World Cup final. They gave it everything. They were not an easy team to overcome, but we played in our stride. We rotated well. There was no weakness in Chelsea apart from the flanks. Neto didn't particularly have the best of games, but he took his goal well, and he actually looked far more effective than Noni on the left. That was our weakness. Um, midfield, defense, everything was good. And you're right, Sanchez, yes, he had a little bit of a wobbly, which he quickly recovered from. But
I mean, he's
Sanchez, I
human.
think
He's
it's
human.
time it's time to cut him some slack. I've
Mhm.
criticized him heavily towards the end of the season. He has not done badly. In fact, in many ways he saved us. He is as responsible for us being in the Champions League position, top four, as anybody else. And I think we're now, you see, fans once they get something into their mind, it's very difficult for them to get it out and look at things objectively. I'm looking at him, and he has been a very good goalkeeper for us in the past end of the season, and in that game against LAFC, sorry,
LAFC.
LAFC, he was excellent. Collecting crosses from the air, shot stopping, the block with his feet. He is a good goalkeeper. He is. If he keeps his concentration, we really don't have a need for any goalkeeper. I'll go that far to say. So I'm cutting him slack. Unless he does that donkey thing again, like giving the ball to the opponent, and what he nearly did by dribbling himself and nearly dribbling the ball into the opponent's feet against LAFC. Once he keeps his concentration, I'm all for him. Can he do that for a whole season? Well, maybe we might have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, he's still, you could say, we're still watching him. Excuse me.
Yeah,
He's just give me 1 second, baby. Let me take my throat.
yeah. I mean, we watch him for those suspect moments. But as I said, it's time to cut him some slack because apart from that little wobbly, his performance was absolutely flawless. He was a reason we kept a clean sheet. We can't take that away from him. I'm not out to crucify a player and condemn them if they have shown this level of improvement. And as a goalkeeper, you're the last man standing. And if you are faulty, the whole thing collapses. But if you stand tall, you can save the day. And he really has been doing it. So for me, I think he's earned his right as the Chelsea keeper for now. Now he has let us down with mistakes, which is the awful situation we're in. We have the PTSD from what he's done, so we're traumatized, and we're looking at him as a bit of an experiment at a period of time where we cannot afford to take experiments. But honestly, if he wasn't at Chelsea and we were seeing him do what he's been doing, we would all want him at Chelsea. So I think we need to cut him some slack.
I
Um,
think we do.
yeah, I as he's another one I'm kind of quiet on because that haunting fear of him reverting to his mistakes is always going to be there, but his performances have warranted me to not hit him heavily with criticism.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, again, once again, long may that continue. Hopefully, he stays in that trajectory and not relapse again. And that's again, let's see. He's a Brazilian and plays for final, right-footed, but he is a left winger. Okay, I want to see him. Sanchez is a good goalkeeper. He only needs to concentrate and work on his distribution. I think I agree. His biggest problem is lack of sustained concentration. He just lapses in concentration here and then, which hasn't happened for a while. Hopefully, he keeps stays in the positive trajectory. But like Bobby said, a lot of people will still be fearful of the fact, yeah, of his record, and will still be fearful that he'd make or repeat such mistakes. Yeah, driven by our experience with him in goal in the last two seasons. Hi to you too. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. I do hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. So we beat them 2-0. We're going to look at the statistics. I'm just waiting to see if you have any questions or drop it in the chat and we will try to address it because we'll be rounding up soon. We've been streaming for 1 hour, 51 minutes, and that's not easy. Yeah. Let's see. Lasula here says, I watched the highlights of Chelsea against LAFC, but I don't understand why fans are praising the lap for his assist. Probably because it's not easy because he did well overall. I mean, maybe you watched him with a lot of expectation. Did you watch it expecting him to be Nicolas Jackson, to be Didier Drogba, or maybe Diego Costa? He did well enough for the few minutes that he was on the pitch. For how long he stayed on the pitch, maybe. Jackson's assist was even more beautiful. It was beautiful too. Not easy. He had to shield the ball and read Pedro Neto's run and found him. So both goals were fine. Jackson, that was excellent play from him, honestly. And Jackson, which is why both are supposed to be strikers, yeah. And both created chances. So, and I like it. I think it's a good thing because if your strikers cannot score, they should be able to create for your teammates. You don't want a striker that all they're able to do is wait in the box and point to where they want the ball. You don't want that sort of striker. I don't want that sort of striker either. I want strikers that are able to do what both players did yesterday. And you can argue we didn't sign them by mistake. We knew that they're capable of doing such, of creating for their teammates, which was why we signed them. Yeah. That's yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. If you think they're out of the game, they will drift to the flanks and create for the wingers who are also versatile enough to come central whenever the central players are on the flanks. All right, people, we have 30 likes. We can do a lot better than that. I'm quite sure, probably 50 plus participants. Yeah, 45 participants. 45 people have voted, so we should have a lot more likes than 30. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, just press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the options to like, comment, share the video. We want more likes. We're still begging for likes, yeah, because we're a small account, but we're getting there. Both Jackson and Delap are supposed to be our strikers. They must be scoring. They will be scoring. I can't start saying it's bad because they didn't score yesterday. I think Delap had one good opportunity, but I think he hesitated a bit, which is unusual of him. He usually shoots. He hesitated a bit, and then the defender came close and I think nicked the ball away from him. But that's by the way, anyway. Not a bad thing, really. I don't know if you want to add anything to that. And if you have any questions, go ahead. We'll be rounding up in about, I think, 6 minutes. I'm just going to breeze through the numbers of yesterday's game. And if need be, look at the numbers for some players. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm not. I absolutely have to sleep, Coach. I'm just so done.
Okay. All right.
I'll join you tomorrow. I have an early start in the morning, and I've had a late night tonight.
All right.
But
All right,
yeah,
enjoy your sleep, brother. Thank you so much for joining me on the panel. We're about to round off, and I think I can do that alone. We should be rounding off in how many minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. So, Bobby, thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro.
coach.
All right, so let's look at what we have here. Um, so Chelsea 65% possession to theirs 35 XG 2.24. There's 0.85. A deserved win for us if we're following XG. 17 shots in total for Chelsea, 7 for them. Big chances, 4 for us, 3 for them. I want the detailed stats. All Chelsea players, wow, a high rating. The most rated there is Pedro Neto. The least rated is Romeo Lavia. Could have gotten a lot better rating had he finished the game, but he didn't finish the game. He was taken off. Cole Palmer 7.5, 8.1 for Nicolas Jackson, 7.1 for Lonnie Madrick. I don't know how he got 7.1. Moises Caicedo 7.8, Reece James 7.5. Even though he didn't finish the game. But when did he was taken off in the one time? 46 minutes, yeah. So he did well enough to still maintain a high rating of 7.5, even though he was taken off practically, yeah, after the first half. Tosin was excellent for me. One of our best centre backs, in my opinion. Colwell at 7.5. I owe Colwell an apology, but here's the thing: I've never said he's a bad player. I just said, yeah, mentioned the areas he needs to improve, but I think he's improved in the aspect of reading the game very well. And it's become a lot stronger. You can muscle him off the ball easily. I've always known he's actually, if not one of the best passer of the ball in our team. He has excellent passing range. Left wing, Cucurella 7.5, and our goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez 8.7. Long may that continue, I must say. I hope he stays on that trajectory. But please let him shave his head again. Maybe that made a difference. This is coming, man. We've seen Jackson for 2 whole years now. His finishing sucks and it's not physical. I'm not saying he's not physical. Delap is the more physical of the 2 players. Did I say? Can you clip where I said he's not physical? No, Delap is the more physical of the 2 players. Jackson can be physical. He's quick. And if I've said this 1,000 times, but just to say one more time, given what you said there, the only thing Jackson he needs to do and do consistently is be efficient in front of goal. He does everything else right, but be efficient in front of goal. It's never he's struggled to stay consistent. Yeah. So I'm no. I'm not saying I'm not saying Delap is a better player. No, I know Delap is the more physical of the 2 players. I'm not going to even start comparing them, but we know how they're different. Jackson is more of a hybrid number 9. Delap isn't. Delap is more of an out and out number 9 that Nicolas Jackson is. Yeah. So no. Come on, bro. Don't accuse me. All right. So I think we had it was a controlled performance. We didn't risk a lot, which I like because LAFC they showed they're actually capable of exploiting our weaknesses. They actually had a few good opportunities, but we played with good balance. Didn't risk a lot. We limited them to a few chances, not a lot. And I think that did go a long way. And that's how you win competitions. During competitions like this, you don't risk a lot. You play with balance. You try to play with control. That does go a long way. So I think that's it for now. Thank you for 30 likes. 1 more minute. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat, and I'll try to address it. B1, do not ask any difficult question. If you do, I'm gonna pretend I don't see your question. I'm kidding. But I think that's it. 2 hours. I want to say thank you to E Santiago for being part of the conversation. Lasula, thank you for being a part of the conversation, and thank you for the legendary Bobby for being joining me on the panel. Kay, thank you Who else was here? AB, thank you. DJ Soup, thank you. AB once again. And if I miss your name, and Match Host Trend TV, thank you. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time, and cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe says to bed, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.